Instagram to crack down on hidden advertising, in UK, The Guardian. COVID-19 antibodies in patients fade rapidly after symptoms subside, Daily Mail. PS5 UI revealed, and it actually looks next-gen, Tom's Guide. OnePlus 8T Cyberpunk 2077 Limited Edition announced, Android Authority. iPhone 12 pre-orders start today. Prices, release dates and how to buy Apple's 4 new phones, CNET. Artemis Accords leave big questions on space mining largely up in the air, CTech. Google Maps is getting a feature that just makes sense these days, Autoevolution. Samsung Galaxy S20 FE 4G review. The proof is in the details, XDA developers. 2 large masses of space debris may collide tonight, and fill the Earth's low orbit with junk, Whitecourt star. Missed Prime Day. Here are 12 great Amazon deals you can still find, Android Authority.